Are you filming me?
Yes,
Is
I
it
am
going?
filming.
Thank
Yes,
you very much.
yes, yes.
Bloody hell, do you think I like being sent to these places? No, all due respect, I know you're doing your job and everything.
Yeah, sure. Well, my colleague has referred you to me.
Yes?
Yes.
Why, eh?
He's been seeing your wife.
Right, so there's a chain of connected people have initiated this event to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, right, and here I am. What a coincidence. Yeah.
Your wife came to see us.
I know she bloody did. She came in and she was getting in the house and she went, go and see your therapist, go and see your therapist, you're off your head, you think I'm a lizard?
Yes, but you've come here of your own accord.
Like, there's some things that are a bit private. Now, this is confidential, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
You don't mind me saying things that you might not be able to
and
relate
I
to.
can't discuss your wife's issue because not only is it not my case, but I'm not allowed to talk about it if it was my case. So, I'm not entirely sure why you've been referred here, but my colleague said
I have to take these suppositories.
Okay, but that's a medical condition.
Medical.
Yes. No. So, why are you here?
Well, the wife insists I come, and she'll leave me. And bloody hell, and I've had trouble. One or two people have said, look, you need some kind of help, and eventually it all, boom, you should come here and you should have some kind of counselling for your the way you see the world.
Okay, yeah.
I was forced into doing this by people, okay, against my will. They said, you have a few sessions, I'm doing this just to prove them.
Okay, well that's fair enough. So, are you enjoying your tea? That's fine.
As long as you haven't put anything in it.
I haven't put anything in your tea, no.
There's something in the water though.
Yes.
I've known about this for a long time. It's not just the internet. People say, oh, you look up stuff on the internet.
No, the internet isn't in the water,
no. The internet is not in the water. I'm not saying things like that. I'm not completely raving, crazy, bomb pot,
just
Looney Tunes, nut job, one card, short.
So what do you think is in the water?
I think that they're putting something in the water in order to both suppress and at the same time overstimulate the populace, the so-called proletariat,
like lithium.
In order, like the sugar's introduced several centuries ago.
Sugar in the water?
Sugar in the diet in this country, post-industrial revolution.
Oh, fair enough.
In order, the amphetamine of the masses in order to inspire energy to greater work, and this affects the mental states of people, as our telephone mast. There's a lot going on in the world that people don't know about. The stuff in the water, and it's meant to make you,
so what is it that's in the water?
I'd rather not say what I think is in the water, but I know people, and they know people, and they've got proof.
Okay.
And whatever it is, it has an interesting effect, both soporific and arousal
Fluoride?
on a human being. It's a designer.
Chlorine?
I'd rather not say. It's not something I'd like to go into.
Okay.
We'll hear about any mental health issues I may or may not have, and I wish to tell you that I do not have mental health issues, that I've got ideas, I've got a worldview, I think I know what's going on, all again.
Okay. Well, as I say, I don't know anything about your case.
You're a Looney Tune, you.
Only what you tell me, really.
Yes, that's right.
But I do know that yes, exactly. I do know that your wife referred you to my colleague referred you to me. I'm not sure why.
What's that in the ceiling?
That is a crack.
No, I mean the fire, the smoke detector.
That's... Oh no, that's an air vent.
No, I meant the round thing up on the ceiling.
The round thing, that's a fan.
That's not a smoke detector.
We did have a smoke detector, that's a fan.
Oh, it's a fan? Oh, okay.
Yes, it's just a normal fan.
Do you allow gases in here and then extract them? Something like that?
No, it's just a normal cooling
so
fan.
It's just an ordinary air conditioning system?
Yes, it's just an air conditioning system.
And there's no gases being allowed into this room, which you may or may not.
Well, obviously there are gases allowed in this room. We've got oxygen.
Nitrogen. A small percentage of
carbon dioxide, exactly. Right, yes.
Well, yeah, anyway, my wife seems to think that there's something wrong with my worldview. I've been very suspicious of my wife for quite a long time. Now, you said to me that this was confidential.
It is.
Sure about this? Confidential. Oh, yeah, not that. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So it's confidential. So what? Your wife is worried about your worldview. In what way?
Well, I have certain theories about her as a being.
About your wife?
I've done for quite some time. See, I do a lot of research. I've been doing it since the 80s, a lot of reading. I used to subscribe to the Astral Times. I don't know if you know about that magazine.
No, I've never heard of it.
It's an underground magazine from the 1950s.
Okay, sure.
All the way through. I was a schoolboy, I discovered it in the shop in the late 70s, and I realised that I was one of those people who really wasn't content with the worldview as it was. That there was something going on, something being hidden, that there was a world around me, but it wasn't what it seemed. It was merely the tip of the iceberg. They're hiding stuff, and thus it was that I put myself in for a lifetime of ridicule, abuse. You're a conspiracy theorist.
This was in the 50s?
You're a loopy. And that's when the magazine started.
Oh, I
only
see.
discovered it as a schoolboy.
Okay, because you're not as
No,
old
no,
as
I'm
that,
not that
are you?
old. No. I've met the editor though. I went over to Colorado. Nevada desert.
Oh, yes.
He's there, you see. Oh, Pete. It's a character, Pete. But yeah, I was, yeah. Things are not what they seem.
Are they not? In what way?
Well, the governments of the world. You ever heard of the Bilderberg Conference? Do you know about Roswell, New Mexico? 1947. Do you know
Bilderberg Conference. The Bilderberg.
Bilderberg. That's why I always call it Bilderberg, the Bilderberg. Once a year they all come together.
I had another client that brought this up recently. He called it the Bilderberg. It's making me wonder whether there is a Bilderberg.
Bilderberg.
The Bilderberg, yes.
it's
No,
got
the other
name
client
on it,
said...
Because I remember it was, yeah, I get the names wrong. You're confused. There's a lot of information to hold about the real world. It's not.
It's a small world, though,
it's a
isn't
simple
it?
piece of
Yeah.
information, but the real world is a huge world.
Sure.
It's a small world with a huge amount of information. You know.
So, about your wife, though. You think that she's some sort of...
Well,
what?
I have had my suspicions for quite some time,
Right.
having observed her getting changed, that there's something anatomically odd about my wife.
Oh dear.
And also her behaviour and her kind of approach and attitude to me, and certain things about her would say that if not actually physically, then certainly metaphorically speaking, she might not entirely be a human being.
You don't think your wife is human?
I think she's more of a reptile than a human. I mean, I'm not saying she's like a reptile thing.
Metaphorically?
I mean, you can speak metaphorically, as it were, and also in an astral sense.
In an astral sense?
The spirit Watham entity that occupies
you think that spiritually she's a lizard?
Form, you see. You've got to look at the chakras. There is a chakra above the body and a chakra below.
So this is very much a metaphor, though. This isn't literally
when I
a lizard.
say I've studied astral projection,
right,
and soul immutable transference syndrome,
yes,
therapy ritual in a shamanic sense on taking peyote. And we did that for several weeks, and I had various out-of-body experiences.
When you were on drugs?
And they're not drugs, they were Native American ritual substances to induce a higher state of consciousness and a greater perception of reality. I had a great time.
And since then you've thought many people are lizards?
No.
Just your wife?
I've not gone around thinking, oh, what's sort of...
But you think your wife is a lizard?
Loopy,
who else would be a lizard?
Happy clappy, bananas.
If your wife's a lizard, who else is a lizard? Anyone else? Is it just your wife?
Do you remember Rod Stewart?
Yes, he's still alive. I don't think...
Is he still alive?
He is still alive.
Is that Rod Stewart?
I'm sure it is Rod Stewart.
So how do you know it's not somebody else?
I don't know. He's not someone else?
How do you know he wasn't replaced?
You think that Rod Stewart was replaced with the lizard?
I think that not everyone is what they want to say. A lizard, obviously, it sounds crazy with the tail and tongue going, but I think, just between you and me, because you seem like an open-minded woman.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Not everybody is like you. Everybody sees. I feel.
So do you think I'm a lizard?
No, I don't think you're.
Oh well, that's something anyway.
You're a very attractive young woman.
Thank
if
you.
I may say so. And bit of trouble with my marriage, but it's just, but we haven't been close for a while. And it's a bit.
Do you just feel alienated from your wife?
I mean, I think that there is something going on with a few people. Rod Stewart. There came a point when he wasn't Rod Stewart. My wife, I think that's not entirely my wife.
Well, where are these lizards coming from?
Well, you have to look into the history of Western civilization and also planetary alignments.
Okay.
Are a big, you know.
Planetary alignments. Yes. Is this something to do with the recent Mayan?
Ah, well, there's a reason why the world didn't end.
Why is that?
Ah, well, you see, certain people wouldn't want that calendar to end, you see. If you start putting around rumours that this is when the world's going to end, oh, it's crazy stuff, it's trying to discredit certain beliefs, you see.
Oh.
You've got to realise that the first world, the capitalist Western civilization society, runs on certain principles.
Really?
Okay, there are certain people who have gained power in the past and have absolute power, like the Kennedy family, for example, the royal family, all these different royal families have had control for a very long time and have determined the water systems of Britain.
So you think the Queen and the Kennedys have something to do with things
the
in the water? With the plumbing?
With the plumbing. It's all about the mass control of the masses.
Okay, and you think your wife is in on this?
This water, my wife is not necessarily my wife. When I say she has the lizard qualities, that sounds a bit, don't be fooled, I'm not saying she's some kind of supernatural creature. I'm saying that this is not the person.
So you're saying you're not saying she's a supernatural creature.
I know a lot more, but I can't really tell you. It's
but you're saying that she has something to do with some sort of new world order. Your wife.
You know,
why would they replace your wife with a lizard?
A lovely girl like you. That's how she used to be like when I met her. This beautiful, attractive woman, and I really, you know, I do miss.
And you think they've replaced her with a lizard?
Oh, I don't know what they put up my bum.
For what reason would they replace her, do you think?
I think they did it because they want to keep an eye on me. Now my wife, I don't know how much my wife is still in there, but the reptilian space controller, as we should properly know them, the RSCs.
The RSCs?
Sorry, I'm having a bit of...
Like the Royal Shakespeare
No,
Company.
the reptilian space controllers. I mean, you've got to read the right stuff.
What about the people in the RSC?
He's in Arizona. Oh, they're just a bunch of Ponzi middle class people.
So they're not
pretending to be people they're not. You know, there's something to do
really?
with
So the Royal Shakespeare Company is pretending to be people they're not.
No.
And the RSC
the actors
are pretending to be people that they're not.
Reptilian space controllers. There's a difference. Who's listening? Okay, anybody could be listening to that bloody grill up there or anything.
So what is the difference between these people pretending to be who they're not and actors?
People know stuff.
People know stuff.
They shouldn't know, you see.
Which people?
Well, lots of people around. You've got to be careful who you say.
What about you? You seem to know things that you shouldn't.
You're a Looney Tune if you start saying things.
But you don't think you are.
Space controllers. Well, I'm one of the. You're a lovely person. You really are.
Thank you.
Somebody who clearly is, you know. You're
I'm not a lizard then.
No, you're not a lizard. Oh no.
How do you know which people are lizards?
Well, you can kind of tell.
In what way?
They have certain ways of behaving and certain patterns of speech and the way they walk. I mean, you move like a beautiful woman, graceful, very sexy, but. I can tell that you're not one of, you know.
That I'm not a lizard.
You're not one of them lizards. You know, but I'm not going to ask you.
So you're telling me what
they're not. Take all your clothes off.
No, well, I wouldn't do that.
Much
so
as a
you're
man
telling me what isn't
very
a lizard.
tempted to ask a beautiful woman like you to disrobe.
You're telling me what isn't a lizard. What is a lizard?
Well, the reptilian space controllers are originally from Ganymede. It's one of the moons of Jupiter.
Ganymede, yes.
Yeah, they were this race of creatures from Alpha Centauri.
Not Titan.
That's another one. Ganymede, Titan, Io, Jove. Why do you mention Titan? Is there something you know? I don't know.
No, it's just another one of Jupiter's moons.
I didn't say Uranus, did I? That's just crude rude.
Well, it's not a moon.
Or it's not a moon, or a mooning Uranus. You know, it's kind of. Carl Sagan always said that.
Ganymede?
What happened to Carl Sagan? What? Why did he die? He's dead.
Why, indeed. What's specific about Ganymede then?
Well, it's a particular astrological body in relation to the alignments of the planet. So it's at particular times when they can travel to our world via the energy projection, by which they can actually be in two places at once effectively and slowly take over the human body.
Oh.
I mean, you know, why would I want to take over
your
body?
Sounds sinister.
Why would I want to take over your body?
Why would you?
To control the world and use you as a puppet, you know.
This is all very interesting, but why do you think that your wife in particular has been taken over?
Sorry?
Why your wife?
Because they know I'm onto them. Basically.
So
no,
you think...
this stuff sounds crazy. I sound like a complete nutty as a fruitcake, nutty slack. But you know, one of these days, tell you, the men in black come knocking.
So you think the only thing that's preventing the lizards taking over is you?
No, people like myself and Pete in Arizona. Who know the truth, who have a sense of what's actually going on.
And what can you do to stop it?
What can I do to stop it? Well, spread the word and recruit beautiful bodies like yourself.
I just want to play devil's advocate here. What if this isn't true and you're just
imagining things?
Yes, and your wife is just a normal,
just a bonkers
woman,
as pieces. Well, she's not very normal. I mean, she keeps everything, keeps the house together, obviously, but she's not very friendly towards me. I mean, and sometimes
she's just got marriage issues, really.
She's got the reptile eyes.
She's got reptile eyes. You don't think maybe it's just because you don't love her anymore, perhaps?
No, it's not that.
Did you ever love her?
I did love her. I don't know. I found her quite attractive.
Do you think she loves you?
I don't know, really. I asked her to marry me. It seemed like a good idea. We sleep together. We have a lot of sex.
Even though she's a reptile now?
Not for the past year, I must admit. This has been quite hard on me. I don't mean to be crude. It's not a reference to my penis being being hard or anything. I know you're a woman of the world. You understand these things, you know.
So essentially, you think that lizards? Where are these lizards from?
Well, like I said, Ganymede.
Yes. So are they aliens?
Yes, they are not of our solar system. Ganymede is kind of a Las Vegas stuff for them. Okay. Basically. But as I say, I mean, people. You know, one day will be proved why, for now it sounds completely bonkers. Completely bonkers. You know, barking.
Well, I don't like to use these words. But maybe you should come and see me again next week.
Oh, I'd love to come and see you again even sooner. What are you doing after you finish work?
No, that's not really very professional, is it?
Oh, you mean you're not off for going for a drink or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to try and, search you to see if you've got scales. Or...
We should probably keep this on a professional basis.
A professional basis, yes, of course. But you would say that, wouldn't you? Who are you working for? Who are you working for? Oh, I mean, who are you working for, really?
I'm not working for anyone.
I know who bloody did you ever try that on me again. I'm going to leave here, and I am not coming back.
Okay.
I'm not having.
I think that's a good idea. Yes.
Right. I want to tape out this bloody camera, and that is the end of it. Do you understand?
No, you are paying.
Oh, I'm paying. I'll give you every. Can you see me? Can you see me in your camera?
Yes.
Hello there. Hey.
Yes, so.
Oh yes. I'm no bloody fool. I know you put her up to it. Some gorgeous woman to seduce me.
I'm just going to just call my
No, don't you call anyone. I'll just pay you and I'll be off. I'm getting me wallet out.
Security!
I'm getting me bloody wallet out. They are under unto Caesar. There's money in here. They are. Now, I'm just going. All right?
Yes, can you go? Thank you.
Bloody alien.